What up, what up, what up? Man, right back at you. You already know what time it is. It's your boy Big Truck. So we're going to dive into this thing. I got 3 clips that I want to share with y'all this morning. Shout out to my man, Big J, K Spade, and Big Pete, Damien, and so forth, who sent me these clips and was like, man, you should just combine all 3 of them together in conversation and reviews and just talk about it and just have a group discussion about it. Well, that time is here, and that's what we're about to do. So grab your shoulder pads and your helmet, and let's get this work. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons.
Kid out of Mount Vernon, the cheerleading captain of Mount Vernon High School's junior varsity squad, honor roll kid with dreams of becoming a doctor. Kayla expressed her plans to attend Morgan State University after high school. Morgan State, a historically Black college and university in Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out to Morgan State. She attended a celebration to honor the boys basketball team's back-to-back championship and going undefeated for the season. After that celebration, she and her best friend, Mayniece Simpson, got in the car where the basketball team celebration ended by City Hall. That's when a 15-year-old girl pulled open the back door of the car. The situation escalated to where several girls attacked Kayla's best friend. Kayla got out of the car, and that's when she was stopped by the 15-year-old girl. The girl injured both Kayla and Mayniece and then ran off and tried to discard the knife. Luckily, Mayniece survived the attack, but unfortunately, Kayla passed away from her injuries to her back and side. The same day, the girl who attacked them was arrested, and because of her age, her identity was not disclosed.
New information in the fatal stabbing of a 16-year-old girl in Mount Vernon. A Westchester County judge has ordered the suspect, 15 years old, to stay in custody. CBS 2's Tony Aiello is live at City Hall there where the community is gathering.
One of the things that I like to bring home is that it saddens me when I hear about stuff like this. Things can go left so quickly and in areas where it don't need to go. People losing their lives. And it saddens me. But we want to talk about this sisterhood. We want to talk about this being a boss and so forth and how we need to behave and what we should do and how we need to carry ourselves and so forth. And it's like it makes no sense. You know, it makes no sense at all. So this is where we're heading. Like literally, this is literally where we're heading. Let's continue.
To mourn and heal. Tony.
Dana, a rally in memory of Kayla Green is set for here at City Hall, 7 p.m., just hours after the Green family attended the arraignment of the 15-year-old suspect. CBS 2 was the only news team outside court as the Green family shared its anger and pain. A hug for Laverne Gordon after a difficult afternoon in court, facing the 15-year-old girl accused of killing Gordon's daughter, 16-year-old Kayla Green.
Kayla was a beautiful big sister and a special young woman with dreams and ambitions of becoming a doctor one day. She was a cheerleader, a captain, and inspiration.
It happened Friday, minutes after Kayla participated in a celebration of Mount Vernon's state championship basketball team. As she left, a dispute unfolded a block away. Prosecutors say the 15-year-old suspect came armed with a knife that she had shown off earlier on social media. There was a dispute as Kayla sat in a vehicle. A Mount Vernon cop tried to intervene as the suspect allegedly Kayla in the back and side.
We want to thank the police officer that risked his life to stop a mob of misguided, violent teens. We thank him and his partner for recognizing that Kayla needs life-saving treatment, and their efforts to save her have not gone unnoticed.
Rumors about alleged motives are spreading on social media. The suspect,
Of course, because it comes down to jealousy. It comes down to jealousy. Everybody want to talk about this sisterhood and how much of a boss they are. Oh, I'm a boss. I'm this. If you're such a boss, why not teach the youth? Mentor these young ladies, these young girls. It should not be any reason why this should be taking place. But see, this is where it starts from. This is where it stems from. Imagine as a grown adult how far an individual will take jealousy. Tell me I'm lying. But at the end of the day, this is where it comes down to. I guarantee you she probably came from a single parent household, come from the streets. This wasn't just random. This was planned. All she needed was the right opportunity. And this is sad on so many levels that we have jealousy. People want to talk about, the sisterhood. Why don't the sisterhood teach the sisters? Why don't the sisters teach the little sisters? Why don't the big sisters mentor the little sisters? Well, what makes you men different? Listen, at the end of the day, you have more men mentoring men. Okay? You don't have men on social media talking about the brotherhood when it benefits them, but can't stand up to the true title of brotherhood. You have a lot of brothers that are standing up and stepping out, mentoring others, talking to others, huddling up, getting down to the root of it. But when you talk about the sisterhood, and this is a clear known fact, you have sisters that hate on each other, sisters that are jealous of each other. But where's the sisterhood at? I thought we supposed to be having each other's back in this. Y'all don't have that. If y'all ain't hating on each other, y'all jealous of one another, y'all cock blocking each other, and all this bullshit. Want to sit up here and shame traditional women, especially when they're doing things for their husbands or their mans. Y'all shame them. The modern feminist women shame the traditional women. But y'all supposed to be the sisterhood, right? But then we got shit like this happening. And then you got women like B. Simone talking about, I'm a boss. Well, if your ass is such a boss, teach the youth. Teach the youth. Let's continue.
Its lawyer spoke exclusively to CBS 2 after court.
Everyone is jumping to conclusions. These things, the things that are being said have nothing to do with what happened here.
Monday afternoon, upset residents gathered for an anti-violence event at the local Boys and Girls Club. Mayor Sean Patterson Howard told me the senseless death of a promising young girl is an opportunity for parents to re-engage with their own children.
Who are their friends? Who are they speaking to on social media? What pages do they have? What platforms are they communicating on? You have to get in your kids' business.
Again, earlier at the arraignment, Judge Susan Cacase ruled that the 15-year-old suspect, a young woman, should remain in custody. Her defense attorney called this a tragic incident and hinted the suspect was acting in self-defense. The prosecution strongly rejecting that, saying the 15-year-old girl accused in this case showed an absolutely senseless and violent nature. Now, the Green family says there's a history of bullying between the suspect and allegedly that suspect bullying 16-year-old Kayla Green. The family says it will talk more about that in the days ahead.
It was reported that Kayla and the Menace had previously belonged to an independent cheerleading group called the Supreme All-Stars. They knew each other. There are also reports that the girl bullied Kayla and showed off the same knife on Instagram that day before the auction.
And people are so stupid. So damn stupid. To go on social media. I don't care if it's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble. You go on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, and you act an ass. Like you ain't gonna get found out. But it behooves me how people will take things that far. Bullying. Everybody takes bullying way too far. And nobody does nothing about it until someone gets hurt. Now you want to do something about it. But you couldn't do nothing about it in the beginning to prevent it. Come on, let's talk about it. I know what it's like to be bullied. I used to be bullied. Back in high school, I used to have my lunches taken away from me. I used to be shoved in the lockers. I used to have cats throw dirt rocks at me. But it wasn't until I had to get my respect. And I had to do what you call whooping ass that I got my respect. You see? But people take bullying way too far, where it costs someone their life. And to me, that's not cool. But where the mentors at? Where the boss bitches at? Where's the sisterhood at? To come mentor the little sisters. To come talk to the little sisters. How come the parents aren't talking at home? What's going on at home? Because home is where it starts. Look what happened. Let's go.
Altercation. The defendant had a history of violent conduct, but she was allowed to continue to go unpunished until ultimately she took the life of Kayla, who had a promising future.
Because we're sick of releasing balloons and we're sick of lighting candles and things of that nature. We would rather spend time with our loved ones instead of burning candles. Amen. It stops today, but we have to want it. Because Mount Vernon is small enough yet big enough to be the utopia for Black people. We have to change together. It's together. We're not all going to be friends. We're not always going to like one another. But be respectful enough to stay out of each other's space in their face. I would love everyone to get along. That is all of our hopes. But we have to make sure that we look out for one another. Born and raised in Mount Vernon, I remember as a child, parents would correct children on the street. And if another parent had to correct you when you got home, you thought you were corrected. You were corrected again when you got home. We got to get back to that. Stop allowing our young people to raise themselves.
But we also got to start allowing individuals to be taught. We also have to allow those that talk about the sisterhood, and I'm hitting it hard on that for the simple fact that on social media, all I hear is a large number of women. I'm a boss, I'm a boss, I'm a boss. And look at these influences. Look at these entertainment influences that has a large number of these modern feminist women in this generation warped and controlled. You feel me? So if we're not going to do that, then stop using the phrase, I'm a boss. You ain't getting shit. You ain't the boss of nothing. You ain't moving nothing. Because if you can sit up there and share and motivate and inspire and give good have nothing good to say, have good conversation, motivate someone to be the best version of themselves. If you see an individual going down the wrong path, guide them back the right way. Give them words of encouragement, affirmation. Even if you're just saying, I'm going to pray for you. What's going on at home? One of the things that the organizations of football that I've played in, whether it be the AFL, the XFL, Team USA, we've always had that mindset and always imprinted the children are our future. Get out there in the community, represent yourself in the right way, and community service, giving back, being able to be in a position to give back, being able to be in a position where you can inspire others, being in a position where you can give the children words of encouragement, something to look forward to as they grow. If you see one going down the wrong path, guide them back the right path. We need more of that. Not only for our men, but for the women, but from the women too. Women got to do their part to these young ladies out here. Because look what's happening. These young ladies out there selling their body, hating on each other, taking the hatred way too far where it don't need to go. Out there stealing. Out there just fucking up.
If you're not involved in your child's education and their social medias and everything like that, shame on you. Because there is no privacy if they're in your household. Oh, but if you can't log on to their social media, they shouldn't have it. If you can't go through their phone, they should not have it. And if you're posting foolishness as an adult, you shouldn't have social media. Shame on you, shame on us, because we can do better and we deserve better. Let it start today.
After the community came together to release those balloons for Kayla, her mother and father, Laverne and Marlon, they had to go through the painful experience of laying their daughter to rest. And if that wasn't enough, they found out that this menace that's been bullying their daughter on social media and all over the place was only charged with manslaughter.
We are broken mentally, emotionally, and physically. She came to kill my daughter. They're not going to stop until I get justice for my daughter. Kayla was an honor roll student. Kayla was a cheerleader. Not only she was a cheerleader, she was a captain for her cheerleaders.
Probably because of the law out that way. You know, and from state to state, the laws change for such crimes committed. Okay. Whether you are a minor or an adult. But I guarantee you, Mama, Yeshua sees all things. And what Yeshua will do is worse than a court judgment. Because that girl has to live with that for the rest of her life. And it goes on her record. Trust me. Her future is shot. You don't get to take someone's life and think nothing ain't gonna happen to you. But when it comes to bullying and it comes to all of this, the brother was right. I look on TikTok and Instagram and I'm seeing adults twerking and shaking and squatting and all of that. And some doing it right in front of their children. Okay, so now we know what type of household that chick came from. We know what was familiar to her. We know she came from a single parent household. Because ain't no way in hell a father or a husband would allow this shit to happen. But even as an adult, the hatred goes far. The bullying goes too far. I ain't lying.
And all that was taken away from my daughter. All that was taken away from us, her family, her siblings. We are broken.
Anybody know me? I know Kayla.
Each family and lawyers are calling on prosecutors in Westchester to upgrade the charges against that teen accused of fatally Mount Vernon teen and wounding her friend during a brawl last month. News 12's Jonathan Gordon is outside where the incident unfolded on East Prospect Avenue. So, Jonathan, what are they saying tonight?
Yeah, Ian, that incident did, of course, unfold about a month ago, just behind where we are standing. Advocates say that the charges that are currently against the accused suspect just don't match up to the crime that she's accused of committing.
Still heartbroken, advocates for the two teen victims of last month's fatal in Mount Vernon are calling for justice.
When you stab someone, you're stopping to kill.
The 15-year-old suspect pled not guilty to manslaughter, assault, and attempted assault, but advocates want that upgraded to murder.
Both families of Kayla and her best friend rallied for those charges to be upgraded, but the system took it light on the 15-year-old female. She entered a guilty plea on the lighter charges, leaving the families wondering how could this girl intentionally viciously attack Kayla and Mayniece and not be held fully accountable. In January 2023, the girl appeared in court for sentencing, reading a statement and crying, of course, saying, quote, "I think of all of the different choices I could have made that day that would have left Kayla alive and saved her family this heartache, but that is why everyone is here today, because I made bad choices." All of this worked in her favor, and the girl was only sentenced to 3 to 9 years in detention. The judge even praised her, saying that she's been thriving in detention.
Tonight, outrage for the family of a cheerleading captain murdered in Mount Vernon. Outrage because of the sentence given to the killer. The 15-year-old who pleaded guilty to Kayla Green was sentenced to a prison term ranging from 3 to 9 years. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis was in the courtroom for the sentencing, and he joins us from White Plains. Marcus.
Man, you know, it's a tough pill to swallow. It really is a tough pill to swallow. My prayers goes out to the family. you know, and it's a shame that we're seeing this trend. We're seeing this bullying. We're seeing things go left real quick. But yet, this so-called sisterhood, no one steps in to give good encouragement, give good affirmation and positive mentorship to the youths of this generation. But yet they use titles such as I'm a boss bitch, I'm a boss, you know, but yet y'all hate on each other too. But the person who did this, what's up with their parents? What's going on in their household that will prompt this individual to brandish a weapon on social media? That had intentions to do this act. It needs to be looked into. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen and how it's going to go. Our Abba Father, who sits in heaven, sees all things. And I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
And Joe, that 15-year-old defendant was indicted on a first-degree manslaughter charge by a grand jury, and the 3 to 9 year prison sentence was part of an agreed-upon plea deal. But the victim's family clearly wanted more. Kayla Green's loved ones left the courthouse seeing the criminal justice system play out, but without feeling a sense of justice.
Her killer get out in 3 years to live her life, to have family, to have a career. My daughter will never see that.
The family blasting the Mount Vernon school system as well.
They were fully aware of what this woman, this young lady, was doing inside of that school, and it was a danger to every young person who was in that school, and they did nothing.
3 years for a murder is nothing. That's nothing. We have to go to visit a grave to see my niece. And meanwhile, there's a young woman that in 3 years will be outside skipping.
Well, in court, that 15-year-old did tearfully apologize. The victim's family wanted none of it, saying that there was no true remorse.
I agree with Kayla's mom and aunt. It's just not right, and there was no justice for Kayla at all. Kayla was a good kid. She's been into cheerleading for most of her life. Her biggest focus was making the honor roll each semester at school. We're talking about a young lady who wanted to become a doctor. All of her dreams ripped away when Kayla was also ripped away from her family, her mother, and her father. And while Kayla is now gone, this girl, she'll be out of jail in the next 2 years because she's already served almost 1. She'll be able to go on and live her life, but not Kayla. And then people like the defendant in this case, she could change her life around, or she will continue to be destructive, wreak havoc on others because she's already got a body. When she's angry again, she can easily attack. And then think about it. Most boys that girl's age would have been charged as adults, and they wouldn't have received 3 years either. They would have been down for at least 15 to 20 at this point. Kayla went to go have a good time, and this girl came there to hate along with the mob of girls who attacked Kayla and her friends. Some of them did not even go to the same school. And then you know what? Things are also so backwards today in the community. I wouldn't be surprised if she got out and ended up on some reality show, or these rebels find a way to blow her up on social media. I still can't get over how the female judge said that she was thriving. Let's go ahead and...
Exactly. Thriving for what? Let's go on. It pisses me off. Let's go into video number 2. Let's get it. Oh, man. If not bad to worse. See, this is where it starts right here. Listen to this shit.
To go get your daughter so your daughter can listen to this message. I was talking to my daughter the other day. We went on vacation about 14 days out of the country. We had us a good time of bonding. And I told my daughter, I said, baby, let me tell you something. I said, I don't care what happens in relationships with men or whoever you decide to give your heart to and be in love with or whatever. I want you for the rest of your life to have these 3 things solid. All right? Y'all ready? I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, and as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say. Baby, he can leave, he can fall dead.
Why in the fuck are you banging on damn windows? I'm surprised all that time you are banging on windows. That window ain't broke. What's up with the different color hair? You got some problems. You got some fucking major problems. Problems got problems. And you have it.
You're gonna be unstable for the rest of your life, all right? Y'all better not let these men fool y'all. It's more stable women than it is more stable black men, all right? All right, baby. Let's speak. Yeah.
And for a lot of you ladies, you're going to end up just like your single, lonely, bitter mamas.
You're going to be just like her. We just got done seeing the video of what happened. This is where it starts right here. This is where that shit stems from. Shout out to my girl Pink Book Lessons. Let's get it.
It could never attract and keep good men because of their horrible qualities. And they're trying to transfer all that energy and get you to inherit those qualities as well. So you can be by yourself too and talk just like this. This is how you sabotage your daughters. Shout out to Delvin for sending this video in.
We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and flip this bad boy.
Forever. But you have this woman here, she's encouraging her daughter, and she's also telling other mothers to feed this feminist programming to their daughters too.
Ladies, please, ladies, beautiful ladies, do not take advice from a woman like this. Do not talk to your daughters and feed your daughters this bullshit right here. This is not the way to go. This is unprofessional. It's not healthy. There's a better way to deliver a positive message of how to behave and carry yourself. This is all negative and it's all wrong. Just wrong. This chick here, I don't understand the hair color, but we know she got things going on up here. She's a narcissist, fake ass eyelashes, big lips, nostrils. I mean, she got it all. Everything about her says toxic. Everything about her says bitter. Everything about her says she ain't shit.
Telling women they need to get their own house, their own car, and their own money to be independent. And if they have those 3 things, they will always be stable and won't need a man. On top of teaching women that they don't need a man, she's basically saying a woman having their own money overrides a man's authority. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the...
Not only that, but we're going to see it. Hey, peep this out. Peep this out. Like I said, I have to fast forward a little bit, but check this out. My boy Corey Holcomb, okay? Listen to what he says. And listen to what our girl says.
And they had this conversation here.
Your kids grew up with you?
My kids are in my house every day. I'm taking them to practice.
That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful.
But you know what? I totally get what
to play violin and come up here.
I was in the barber shop talking to some homies, and the first thing they said was, "Man, you had both your parents growing up," and that we laugh, right? But a lot of dudes didn't grow up with both parents at home, so
it's rare. Yeah, it's rare. I'm from Chicago, man. It's a whole bunch of single moms who got opinions and they lonely. That's really what the world is about. All you women who have something to say, you saying it to people who not with you.
Well, listen, okay, but they're single mom because the guy's not with them. So is there any accountability to the
They're
men?
single mom because their opinion is more important than being with the person that they.
My whole thing is this: why is always the man's fault? Have you ever noticed that? It's always the man's fault. The man is the reason why he's not in the home. The man is the reason why this happened. The man is the reason why that. The man this, the man that. When will it ever be a thing where a woman takes accountability for her actions? When will it ever be a thing of a woman being held accountable? When will it ever be a thing, it being a woman's fault and she needs to fix it? When will it ever be a thing of a woman need to look at herself in the mirror? Why does the woman continue to make the same mistake day after day, time after time? When will it come to a time where that woman will stop making the same damn mistake and choosing the same damn type of man? Let's go.
They had kids with it.
What do you mean by that?
Just think about how many women grow up the kids grow up just with their mom. Like if you really think about the statistics with that, something is really wrong. And when you think about what's wrong, why isn't the man in the house? The government is part of it because they give the women tools against the man, but don't give the man tools against the women. So it's like we're being assisted by the government to split the families.
Well, here's the deal, though.
That's COINTELPRO right there.
I agree with that. The only thing that I don't agree with is you're giving a lot of the accountability to the woman of the family. It takes the man to be a part of the family, too. So if he's helping her create the child and he doesn't stick around to raise the child, that's his fault. It's not her fault.
Here we go. It's always the man's fault, and the women, they're just these perfect women. Nothing is wrong with them, and they have nothing to do with why they're single. What Corey is explaining is that a lot of single mothers are single, and it's not just because the man left them. There are a lot of women out there who messed up thinking they could trap men or keep a man with kids, and that's been debunked now for years.
And we're seeing it. It's almost like, you can't just try to cover up. You can't cover up something that has already been exposed. You can't cover up something that other people have been seeing for many years, but now speaking on it. You just can't. The more you try to cover up something that has been exposed, that others have been seeing for years, that makes you look bad. It's like, who the hell are you? Who in the blue face hell are you? We see this. We're out here. There's a lot of government programs that have been set in stone to X the man out the picture. Number one, a large number of men have left because of baby mama drama. Either the woman got a mouth on her, she can't control herself, She don't know when to sit down. She talk too damn much. She too damn masculine. She's violent. She has a past. These are the things that these women have done or doing, and the man is tired of it.
Men will not stay around and put up with your disrespect, your masculinity, and your unwillingness to cooperate, all for some kids. They will leave you, and for some of them now, they're starting to take the kids with them. But these women just didn't end up alone with kids because she was a great woman and she just got left. A lot of them, they got left for a reason. And for some of them, it was their unbearable attitude. And yes, that's how a lot of women ended up alone with those kids. Like Corey said, there are a lot of single mothers out there lonely with opinions. And this lady here, she's one of them. They like to tell you the daddy's nothing, or tell the kids that your daddy left you because he didn't care about you. They don't tell you that your daddy left because of her.
Yeah. They edit what they do. They edit what they do. But put the spotlight on him. We call that blame shifting. Now, if the father passed away or something, that's understandable. Okay? You can't argue with that. That's understandable. But when you sit down and you have a conversation with a large number of these women, okay, these single women with children, and I guarantee you, when you ask them what happened to the child's father, she'll give you that. You ask the father, why aren't you in the children's life? He answer that. I guarantee you, both responses going to be different. Different response.
It was her attitude, her mouth, her being out of order, her not knowing her role and responsibilities as a woman. It was her mindset that made her think that she didn't have to listen to him because she had the government support, child support, and every other support that gave her the license to disrespect and dishonor her man. Of course she won't have a man. She won't just have him, but she won't have any man ever. And that's why you have mothers like this one right here teaching women to make sure they're stable, because they're not teaching them how to actually be a woman to be able to attract and keep a man and have a healthy relationship. Nah, they're not telling them to be a real woman. They're telling them how to go be the man that they can't get. Exactly.
No, if you're a woman and you want to keep the man that you had a baby with, you have to bow down.
You have to bow down.
You are not in charge here.
What are you talking about, Corey?
You have
You're
to
trying
bow
to make me
down.
upset.
And the thing is, Kendra knows what he means. And it bow down. It's just simple. It's just simple. Submissive. When two good people come together, they're going to submit to each other. A large number of black women have a problem with that word submit. Hey, you can do what you want. You can be single and lonely as you want. But to the black women that get it over here, y'all gonna be in healthy relationships and y'all gonna thrive. And kudos to y'all, because y'all stayed on tradition, y'all stand on tradition, y'all stand on love, y'all stand on treating your man with love and respect. And we see it. Men ain't the ones shaming y'all. It's modern feminist women shaming y'all. Because they looking at the good things that you do for your household. They're not doing it. That exposes them. That causes them out.
You make me upset. I'm not gonna.
Do you have kids?
I don't have any kids.
Obviously, you ain't got no kid. That's what I'm saying. It's like
What do you
you're not gonna bow down.
No, I'm not. But I don't have enough money to raise my child with or without the guy.
Right. So money, you'll have kids raised with money.
Okay.
But
But
I'm
the
saying-
guy, but I will say this though,
I'm
the
saying-
guy loses out though. You're making it seem like the
Well,
woman.
the guy can always make kids. I start over tomorrow with it.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you something.
I want to highlight what Kendra G just said there.
Mm.
She said she's got money, so no, she's not bowing down to a man. Bowing down meaning respect, showing humility, following a man, being submissive to a man, recognizing, acknowledging, honoring him as her leader. Her mom.
And a large number of black women have a problem with that. A large number of women, period, have a problem with that. And that's why they asses is single. So if you're asking a question or you inquiring or you want to know, how come you can't meet a man? This is why. And if you fall into this is why. You have to unlearn what you have learned. If you are willing to do these things, you will have a man. If you are not willing to do these things, you will not have a man. Because men ain't playing. I'll say this and I'll say this time and time again. Men are on social media. Men are seeing this. Men are paying attention. Men are listening.
Mindset is because she's got money now. She's not submitting to a man. She would rather be a single mother than to honor and respect her man. She would rather be a single mother than to submit to a man. And black women really have a problem with this. You know, an Indian woman, she could have a degree, she could be a doctor and still submit to her man. But when black women, whenever they get a decent job, anything above average or a degree, they then believe they're equal to a man and they no longer have to submit to him. And then they love to come up with every excuse why they're single or why they weren't able to attract the man that they want. You know,
They got more excuses than a hooker going to church. It's like your mouth. Men is tired of that. Men are tired of women to continue to get slippery at the lips. Where's the respect? If I'm respecting you, if I'm submissive towards you, how come you can't be the same towards me? If you can't be the same towards me, that's fine. Cool. Be who you are. I'm just going to remove myself from you and go get with someone else that is willing to respect me and to be submissive. That's all that is. See, men ain't arguing no more. Men ain't fussing. Men ain't even going to disrespect you, call you out your name. We're not going to do none of that. Men are just going to politely, respectfully remove themselves from you and go get someone else because men have options. Like I always say, my options has options.
they like to come up with this preference argument. Black women, you don't listen. For most black men, their first preference is you. I recently covered the video here about Lolo Jones, Shelly Ann, Sonia Richards Ross, and Allison Felix. Great lesson highlighting 3 beautiful black couples, 1 Jamaican couple, 1 black American couple, and the third couple, a Jamaican American woman and a black American man. I mean, it was a really great lesson. And if you haven't watched it, you definitely want to check it out after this video here. You had all of these lessons in here, and still you got a rebel in the comments who could only think about addressing how Lolo is black men's preference. Black women, stop with these silly middle school arguments. You know the only preference that matters to these 3 ladies? It's their husband's preference.
And the thing is, they have husbands. Your asses don't. They have a family. Your asses don't. They have someone to come to. Y'all asses don't. They have a teammate. Y'all asses don't. When all hell is breaking loose and you have storms, they have someone to rock with them side by side. Y'all asses don't. And why is it always a large number of black women make this shit racial? If a black man wants to date a white woman, that's his choice. If a black man wants to date a Hispanic woman, that's his choice. If a black man wants to date an Asian woman, that's his choice. If a black man wants to date that green woman off of Star Trek, that's his choice. Black men don't owe you nothing.
And their husbands prefer them. They have all known their husbands since their teen years. They're not worried about the next man's preference. All that matters to them is the black man that they married, that chose them, that wanted them. And for the longest, black women have been the first preference and had first dibs on black men for years. It's not a skin tone or a race.
But they fucked it up.
Every
They fucked it up.
Get dumped. I see 50 Shades of Single every day. Every single day. And although your body can attract a man, it's a lot of lonely single women out here with BBLs, implants, and Botox. I'm just saying, it's not even money. Money can't keep a relationship together. Sure, it could be less of a struggle, or it could present a whole new set of issues. What's going to keep you together is respect, humility.
And why would a man want a woman that got fake ass, fake breasts, fake lips, fake eyelashes, fake cheekbones, fake kneecaps, fake elbows? Why would a man fake lips, fake nose? Why would a man want plastic when a man can have something natural? I'm just saying. Because those that really have all of that shit, they still lonely. They still single. And winter's here.
A woman with respect, humility, and modesty in her heart, you won't be arguing with her about being feminine or being submissive. Those are the debates that you have with the rebels. And I'm telling you, it's really a waste of time. You can't change them. Respect is number one. And truthfully, most black women are totally disrespectful to black men. They have been disrespecting black men and dishonoring black men for decades. And when we talk about this, like in the conversation with Corey and the morning show, we often hear people bring up the government's influence. And yes, that's true, at least how things started. But at this point, how it's going, nobody has to act as the puppet master of black women. Black women are willingly doing this on their own. They will gladly do it for free. A lot of black women are disrespectful, and since they've been leading the black family for the last few decades, they have produced the most disrespectful children that we have ever seen. Every new generation of kids that come from the single family homes led by women since the 80s are worse than the previous generation.
And we've seen that, just like in the previous video. Bullying went too far. Being jealous of someone went too far.
Terms of respect and order. That's why majority of the men in prison come from single parent homes led by women. It's the reason for that. Out of control women have been successful at damaging the community, raising sons that no woman would want, and they raise daughters that no man would want. Intentionally. Many of them sell kids on purpose. I've talked about this so have companionship, so that they have somebody stuck there with them so they're not alone. Destroying their kids' lives on purpose, holding them hostage emotionally so that they're unable to have their own family. You know, women with money or education, they often say that men are intimidated by their success. When in reality, men are disgusted by the attitude that they adopt.
Yeah,
You know,
men are not intimidated by a woman's success, and I hear that a lot. But at the end of the day, no, your attitude stinks. The way you carry yourself sucks. You need an attitude adjustment. And we see many movies now disrespecting men. Just watch some of the movies that are out now and really pay attention.
that attitude they get when they get a degree, or the attitude they get when they finally get a job paying them 60,000, 70,000. It's an attitude and mindset they adopt when they reach that level. And it's not intimidating. It's nasty. It's unbearable. It's unrighteous. There is no humility, and basically they become outright disrespectful. And that's because they believe they don't have to be feminine. They don't have to be respectful if they have education or money, because at that moment, they believe they don't need a man.
And you know what? If that's the case, that's fine. Behave that way. Men, respectfully, remove theyself and go get them someone else. Go get them a woman that is feminine, friendly, and fit. Okay? That doesn't have a problem with submitting to her husband. That is respectful. See, that's how that goes. And the more we see men removing themselves, now you see the pool. The pool is full of single women. Either some that have children or some that don't have children. The pool is big now. Black men ain't standing for that shit. Black men ain't putting up with that. Black men have preference. They're stating their preference. And if you notice, the black men that do state their preference, they get shamed on by feminist women. Well, we don't give a fuck about that. You can shame and do all the shit you want. It's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to go how it's going to go. And ain't nothing you can do to stop it. And if a man has a preference, a man going to stand on his preference. A man's going to do what he's going to do so that he can have happiness in his life. Just like you going to do what you going to do to have happiness in your life. Men ain't putting up with the bullshit and the fuckery coming from black women. It's not. So you can keep on keeping on all you want. That's just on you. Hit the next clip. We're going to hit this next one. Peep this out. We're going to shift a little bit.
I'll start praying again, for real.
So what is it that y'all are mad about? Like, are you mad that gas prices are about to go down? Or wait, are you mad that we're gonna be able to afford groceries? Is that what? No. It's gotta be affordable rent, right? You're mad about that? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. So, because me personally, I'm happy as shit.
It's 4B everything. 4B hair, 4B movement, 4B everything. These bitches have not seen a male loneliness epidemic. I'll tell you what.
I'm just going to come out and say it because I'm tired of hearing people trying to explain away why these poor, disenfranchised young men skewed Republican this election. They like MAGA because they want to go back to the time where they were handed the keys to the castle and a doting wife in exchange for existing. They feel disenfranchised because this is no longer their reality.
Where are all you Trumpers hiding at? You won, so you're free to come out and show yourselves.
No, they're not doing that. They're just sitting back watching a large number of y'all make assholes out of yourself. So what do a Trump supporter have to do or prove to you? Not a damn thing. They just sitting back chilling, watching y'all asses make fools out of yourself. Continue.
I mean, obviously, you're in big groves.
I'm sorry, do you expect us to burn down buildings, steal and loot businesses for us to make our presence known the way that you guys always do?
I don't need to hide anymore. We know you're out there. Probably right next door to most of us. You know, you could have just said it all along. There's no reason to keep hiding.
I'm glad you asked. We've always made our presence known. We've never been shy about who we voted for. And that's why we leave signs in front of the houses and flags up. But you always find a way to burn those signs and flags because that's what you guys do best. So why not worry about your mental health and mental illnesses because it keeps declining, and let us worry about our win because we're still celebrating with our friends and families.
Good morning, my neighbor! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Yes! Fuck you too!
I would make about $1,000 per podcast episode. During the Biden years, it was $100. Biden can kiss my black ass.
As a Black woman, I've never been more proud than to see us taking our votes back from the ungrateful Democratic Party.
Joe Biden is asleep. Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce.
I don't watch The View, but I just heard one of them women on there say that Kamala Harris's loss was not due to her ineptitude, was not due to her lack of capacity to be an original person and present original thoughts. It wasn't due to the fact that the American public does not trust her at all. It wasn't due to the fact that she was caught multiple times giving false information regarding her opponent. It wasn't due to the fact that she did not have a firm stance toward God or Christ until after she was caught on camera kicking Christ out of her rally and then utilized the creepiest, most corrupt Black pastors.
Hey everyone, many people have been asking me.
Get back in good with God's people. It wasn't because of that. She said it was because of cultural resentment. That's so dangerous. Y'all need to be shut up and shut down. That's dangerous.
My mom disowned me because I voted for Trump and he won. It's not the first time she disowned me, so that's why I'm laughing. If you're going through something like that, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be your mom.
Hey, question for you liberals. If you are preaching that everyone should be their true, authentic self unapologetically, and somebody with an opposing view that you have does just that, and then you tell them that they are a homophobic, transphobic, racist, bigoted piece of shit, and then proceed to unadd them as a friend on Facebook because...
Seeing all these people share their opinions and crash out, the shit is mind-boggling to me. You know, that's why I'm just letting it go. I'm just letting it play. Shout out to my man, Average Man Unplugged, Brother Rome doing his thing. I mean, this is where we at. You know, y'all crashing out over nothing. Y'all acting stupid over nothing. And at the end of the day, y'all falling right into the hands of what they want. They want to create division. But see, if you notice, it's a certain type of women that are crashing out. So you got women that are from the LGBTQ community crashing out. Okay? You got women that are feminists crashing out. You notice you don't see no traditional women crashing out. Why? Because Trump don't play that mess. Trump hit y'all head on, and y'all don't like it. You can't buy Trump out. You can't pay Trump off because he got his own money. Trump's standing on business and standing on what is right. Let's be clear about that. There's a certain type of women a group that are crashing out. Number one. Number two, this is the first time in history where you saw a Democratic Party, those that voted Democrat for so long, now voting Republican. First time in history for that.
Your tantrum has just overcame your entire every fiber in your body. Can you make that make sense? Because I'm confused. I'm not understanding the disconnection. Thanks.
We gon' rock it till the wheels fall off. Hold up.
On behalf of all Americans, and I'm pretty sure most Americans feel this way, we're tired, we're exhausted. And celebrities like Taylor Swift, until you guys have to live paycheck to paycheck or choose between paying rent on time or feeding your family, no, we don't care. We do not care who you're voting for.
Okay. We have a problem with immigration. We're letting people in that are not here legally. We're giving them free shit at the expense of people who are here legally. Do we have an issue with crime in the US with people who are legal citizens? Yes, absolutely. So let's focus on that before we let in more people. Let's clean up our yard before we allow more people in who are going to shit in it.
I have never seen a country try so hard to get rid of an ex-president. What?
Well, the reason why they tried so hard was because Trump said what he was going to do. Okay? And there's an agenda. So that's why they tried so hard to put bad labels on Trump. If you haven't already, I want to thank those that are following me on YouTube and Rumble. I appreciate you. I just want to give you a shout out. Thank you for the views and thank you for stopping by. I'm one of those individuals, as I continue to grow this channel, more people are going to tune in. I get it. And that's why I'm cool. Even if it's just 3 people, 2 people, 1 person, trust me, the message is going to get out. The word is going to get out. So with that being said, go back to my live and to my video, subscribe, and you'll see the ones that I interviewed with Tyrus. You know, he's a good buddy of mine, ex-football player. You know, we both played football together. When he interviewed Trump, and the information that he had on Trump, saying, Trump, these are the things that you did for people. How come the Americans don't know? Trump was like, I don't do that for publicity. Trump is a family man. He's a father. He's a grandfather. He knows what's up. He's a businessman. See, a large number of people voted on policy. Kamala Harris had no policy. Well, she had one for the Homeless Act, and that was actually a good one. Now, if she would have leaned in with that, she still would have lost, but she would have had more votes. Because I looked it up and I saw that act for the homeless. There's a real bad homeless population going on right now, and it needs to be dealt with. Then you got the hurricane victims. See, Trump is out there in the trenches. I just did a video the other day. You know, individuals was inquiring, what's up with J.D. Vance? What's up with him? He's out there in the trenches. Where's Kamala Harris at? How come she's not out in the trenches? She's somewhere in Hawaii sipping on Bahama Mamas and eating roasted pig with stuffed with rice and peas. Chilling. Getting drunk. That's what she's doing. And all y'all are mad at somebody. Well, let's be mad at black men. Let's be mad at all men. Yeah, be mad. Be mad at your damn self. You could be mad at man all you want, because at the end of the day, man made the right choice. Again. Man made the right choice. Just like that brick bitch that sat up there and claimed that a black man hit her in the face with a brick. If somebody hit me in the face with a brick, I'm not going to be fucking videotaping. That should have been a dead giveaway right there. That should have been a red flag right there. But no. Larger number of women came for black men. And it wasn't until they started doing their research. Then white men started doing their research. Then white women started doing their research. Then Spanish men and women started doing their research. And coming to find out, this bitch had done this before and had a GoFundMe before. So did modern women apologize to black men? Hell no, they didn't. But black men stood on business. Again, here we are. Let's go.
While trying so little to get rid of illegals, drug dealers.
MAGA women who voted for Trump, they did so because they have no way of taking care of themselves and they have to rely on a man.
Wait, what? Is she talking to us?
So when they see women who are financially independent, I think there's like a little bit of jealousy there.
Bullshit. There's no jealousy there. Men are not intimidated of a woman because she makes money and she's educated and all that bullshit. It's your stank attitude. It's the way you carry yourself. And women that behave that way, they know why they single. They know why they behave that way. And shout out to this sister right here, because she been spitting some fire. Anyone that follows her, send her this video. I need to connect with her. I need to bring her on the King's Table show.
No, that's not it, but continue.
And they want us to feel the same imprisonment that they feel because they have to rely on a man. I said what I said. I say it with my chest. Bye.
You ain't said shit with your chest, bitch. You just speaking on nonsense. Let's be clear.
Yeah, you're clearly saying it with your chest and not with your brain, and that's the problem. MAGA woman here, I've been taking care of myself, paying my own bills for the longest. It's called being an adult. So I don't know what your problem is. Are you mad that you can't get a man to support and take care of you and provide for you? That's what it seems like.
So I'm going to make a pretty bold claim right now. All of you women on here acting disgusting, acting like animals, shaving your head, throwing a temper tantrum, saying that you hope women get raped because they didn't vote for Kamala Harris. I need to tell you, and I hope it's something that you can take into consideration. Your shadow is showing. It's very much showing. It's very much obvious. Okay, I know that you guys probably won't watch it, but if you want to go to Jordan Peterson's page and you want to watch his psychological breakdown of Trump's campaign, like his administration, Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., and Trump himself, yeah, you need to go watch that. You're going to be very triggered because that's the type of people that you have a problem with. This isn't a war on politics. This is a war on excellence and jealousy. And your shadow is showing.
Trump ain't even in the White House yet. The stock market is shot up. Interest rates dropped. Hamas, like, we trying to make peace in the Middle East. Putin and Zelensky like, what's up, Trump? We on board. We ready to end this. You know we linked up a couple months ago, but let's make it happen now. I mean, what more can you ask for? That's a leader. People respect him all around the world. You ain't gotta like him, but you definitely should respect him. See, it's kind of like your mother. You know how y'all grew up? I don't like my mama telling me what to do, talking to me crazy. Okay, and that's because that person wants the best for you and they want you to take shit seriously. A lot of y'all be wanting somebody to patronize you and treat you like a child. Y'all are grown. Grow up. This is a country and it needs to be ran by people that other people respect. These world leaders need somebody they can respect, not somebody that can bully them or somebody that's just going to let anything happen. We're going to have safer borders, a better economy. We don't have to worry about our daughters going in the bathroom with men. We don't have to worry about men competing in sports. He is trying to protect the integrity of this country. And if you think that all of the things that I just mentioned is okay, something is wrong with you. You need to take that little Medicare, Medicaid, that free voucher you get, and go get your ass some help.
She didn't lose because of misogyny, third-party voters, or racism. She lost because people have been suffering economically under Biden for 4 years, and then her entire campaign is about her doing the exact same thing as Joe Biden. She also facilitated and co-signed a genocide that has been going on live streams for the last year. So instead of coming on the internet, having an entire meltdown, blaming Latinos, Arabs, and Muslims in general for the royal failure that was the Kamala Harris campaign, Democrats need to reflect on your own party.
And also, she was not good at communicating. You ask her a question, word salad. You ask her a question, she will never give you a direct answer. She is not fit to be president. If she was elected in, this whole country be fucked. Trump is a businessman. Trump ran this country like a business before. Look at how everything changed as soon as he got elected. So y'all sitting there running amok, crying, kicking and screaming and shit. Y'all ain't making no noise. Y'all just showing y'all ass and showing y'all true colors.
The more Democrats talk, I really start to think that you guys are so in your own bubble and you don't even know what's happening. The deciding demographic of this election was not Latinos or Arabs, it was actually white women. And that's why Kamala's campaign largely revolved around abortion. It was to appeal to this demographic. Even if we were just to transfer all of the votes that were given to third parties and just give them to Kamala Harris, she still would have lost by a landslide. And there are also examples of women of color who were reelected. So just trying to blame everything else besides your own party's horrible policy and campaign is just goes to show that you guys really think that your party is like perfect or something along those lines. Now, I don't live in the United States, but I'm just going to share my perspective as an Arab, because I think on this, I can speak for at least generally most Arabs. American foreign policy doesn't change whether it's Republicans in office or Democrats. So for all of these really ignorant Americans to try to shove it in our face, blaming this loss on Arabs and Palestinian supporters in general, we don't care. I'm just going to say it like it is. We do not care about your...
And shout out to my people, my Arabs and my Middle Eastern people, because I have some teammates that are from the Middle East, and I got nothing but love and respect, for them, from the Middle East to Dubai to Sudan. The list goes on. And me being, half Jamaican and Islander, we can relate to a lot of the Middle Eastern, because they're, Eastern Indian, we're West Indian. So I really do want to give a large number of love and respect to them, to the Jewish community. I want to send my love and my respect to you as well. And just, pray for greatness across the board. That's going to be the thing. That's going to be number two going into 2025. Consistency and greatness. Let's go.
Feelings or your priorities, because it's very clear to everybody really that you just use us as a pawn for votes, and you've made that extremely clear. I mean, I already knew it, right? But for a lot of people who are still kind of blindsided by this, it's very obvious now and in the open, because as soon as we don't agree with you or vote for your party, you attack us. So really, what are we besides a pawn? You have to have a insane amount of audacity to witness a live streamed genocide for over a year and then expect the same people being slaughtered to support you. It's very clear where your moral standard is, and that genocide is not a red line for you. But for us, it very much is. You guys had the same meltdowns the last time Trump won, and you were fine. You'll be fine. Again, don't worry, you'll survive. But you know what? Over 200,000 Palestinians did not survive the Biden administration. And for any of those Democrats tweeting that, oh, we hope that Trump flattens Gaza, it's already flattened. There's already nothing left because of your part.
We've experienced Trump already, so calm your tits. The whole, oh, my women's rights, that was overturned by the Supreme Court over 2 years ago. Did Kamala and Biden help your ass out with that? No, they did not. So women, you make me sick with crying and shit with that, okay? You look crazy. Kamala couldn't do it, Biden didn't do it, and Biden's not going to change those results, okay? It's up to the states, so get over it. Really need to get a grip, okay?
The reason why I'm letting this play like I am, because it's showing how it, since this election and since what has happened, people crashing out, there's a lot of people that have voted for Trump are voicing their opinions, and just throwing flame at you, at the Democrats. I mean, we knew it was going to happen. This was a win-win for Trump. It's not even about Trump and Kamala Harris. Let's move them two out the way. The fact that so many Democrats went over and started voting Republican, that's history in itself. And Democrats have a problem with it. And Republicans are speaking now saying, you know what? You can get a middle finger too. Y'all can be in your feelings all you want. You can say all you want. But what's going to be is what's going to be. And you ain't going to change it. So does your opinions really matter? I think not.
I hope in time everything calms down in the next couple of days. There was no funny business for once, but I don't want to speak too soon because it's 2 months until it's official. And he was meant to win. We were meant to go back to him because she wasn't it. Now, I personally don't like her. However, I think she would have had more of a chance if she not only had better policies, her campaign was mostly towards the celebrities. She could not connect with the regular American people. These out of touch elitist celebrities. And we're not going through that.
But you have to understand, Malcolm X said it best when he talked about the black celebrity puppets. Every election, to gain the black votes, they use celebrities. And the moment Kamala Harris adopted that and started bringing black celebrities aboard, it went left. What really put the icing on the cake is when she had Barack Obama speak to the black men. That right there did it. Because when you go back and rewind the tape and you speak to those black men and you ask them how did they feel to have Barack Obama speak to them, their response was something totally like, I heard disrespectful, I heard rude, I heard you not my daddy, how dare you, it's a slap in black men's face. It was distasteful, not cool at all.
And it sure didn't help that she was already in office with Biden, and that was already a disaster. So everyone, calm your tits if you're a woman. Nothing's gonna happen. This isn't gonna be Handmaid's Tale. This is the shit that I've seen. You guys are out of your freaking mind, and that's why people can't take women seriously. Okay? You look super ridiculous being that upset that she lost. Yes, it would have been cool for her to be president. Well, not her, a woman president, but she technically.
Thank you. Because if she was to become president, oh, this shit would have been way worse. A large number of women would have had a field day on men. If they're crashing out now that Kamala Harris lost, imagine if she won. It would have been 10 times worse. You know how much shit would have been thrown in men's face? Not just black men's face, but men's face, period.
Technically already was, because when Biden had surgery, she was acting president for the time he was underneath the knife. Look it up.
One more thing. How come y'all say Trump is a racist, but yet you can't prove that he said anything? But we can sure prove Biden is racist because of what he said. Y'all remember? If you do not know who to vote for, you don't vote for me, you not black. That's racist. That's racist in a motherfucker. That statement right there. So y'all tell me.
She's not it. And I hope I see it in my lifetime. Hillary wasn't it, and she wasn't it. Her bashing Trump, blaming him when he wasn't even in office for over 3 years, and her horrible policies did not help her. You guys go so hard for a woman in office, but yet the same party can't define one, and women aren't even protected in freaking sports because you allow men pretending to be women to compete, and that you allow them in prisons and bathrooms.
And then you allow men. I want to touch on that. Men pretending to be women to go into women's restroom to essay women. We've seen that happen. So again, when it comes down to it, and Trump made a very, very valid point when he said it. When he get in office, he's getting rid of all of that. What's on your birth certificate at birth is what you will be labeled as. If you're a girl, you are a woman. You are a girl. If you're a boy, you are a boy. He's pulling certain people out the military. He's pulling back on all of that. A large number of individuals got mad at Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, because he pulled back on Black history. Y'all called him racist. Y'all said it was wrong until he told you why. He says, I'm not going to let the LGQB, whatever, the ABC people put their agenda in the Black history curriculum. I say, you know what? That's a good valid point to get. Yeah, that's a good valid point. So I'm not going to let you put your agenda in Black history and destroy that, because that's exactly what it would do. And why do the ABC people attach themselves to things that Black people do? Why do they do that? How come they don't attach that shit to other races? Why are you trying to be a part of Black race, whether if it's Martin Luther King Day, Juneteenth, or whatever the case may be, something that's associated with Blacks, the ABC people try to attach themselves to. We're the only race. But you won't do that to any other race, though. Let's see how many people catch that. I'm going to let this thing play, and then we're done.
Get a grip. I'm so tired of explaining common sense and the ridiculous.
Further from the truth. There were so many Jews there, just like myself. There was Israeli flags, and nearly every single speaker talked about their commitment to upholding the relationship between U.S. and Israel. Not to mention all the Latinos for Trump, gays for Trump, and nearly every other group that would have never been allowed in if this was actually a Nazi rally. Kamala Harris could literally bring Adolf Hitler on her stage, and the mainstream media still wouldn't call it a Nazi rally. Their lies are futile. Trump is winning this election in 9 days. Make sure you get out, vote early, and vote for Donald Trump.
Rights have been taken away from me, and it just keeps going. And I think I'm going to divorce my husband because he keeps taking my rights away from me.
I just said you couldn't have any more chickens.
Why are we all just like, okay, that the Democratic Party lied to us about Kamala Harris?
That was a skit. That was nothing. That was a skit. That was nothing to be alarmed about. But let's see what she have to say.
This poll results and like numbers throughout the campaign.
I'm just skimming through
why
now.
have we all decided like it's okay that they misled us, that they continue to take our donations, knowing full well that there really wasn't a shot in hell that they were going to win? Because when the CEO of like a publicly traded company lies to stockholders, that's against the law, right? So how is it that the DNC and Democratic Party continue to take money while essentially sharing incorrect data? Like, how is that not against the law too?
Democrats, you guys are insufferable.
That's like saying, how is it that it's okay for Biden to give his son a pardon and for him to be, his record to be erased? Okay.
For the last 4 years, the Democratic Party has been trying to gaslight us all into thinking that the reason the country is in the state that it's in is because it's Trump's fault. Couldn't have anything to do with the fact that the first thing Biden did was shut down that Keystone pipeline. But now I see you guys in the comments saying enjoy the next 4 years. It's only going to get worse under the Trump administration. So which one is it? You guys are already just baiting that next argument because you know the next 4 years is about to be amazing and you want to give anybody credit but the man responsible. I see you. I think most Americans are starting
Sonny
to see
Holston, you want to know what's wrong with the American people, but I want to know what is wrong with you. This man who supported Donald Trump ridiculous. Then you call white women who voted for Donald Trump uneducated. Then when Bernie Sanders made a statement that I agree with, that the Democratic Party turned their backs on the working people, so thereby the working people turn their backs on the
Yo. Yes. Get in them guts. Get in them guts. Sonny ain't shit.
Democratic Party, you said you don't agree with that. You said, and I quote, what is wrong with America? So because 71 million Americans didn't buy your nonsense that you have been selling out of your mouth day after day, you think something is wrong with 71 million Americans. I hate to break this to you, but there is nothing wrong with 71 million Americans. There is something wrong with you. 71 million Americans chose the candidate that they want to choose. You are so educated. Why don't you use your law degree to figure out nonsense that you have been selling out of your mouth does not matter to the American people? Because being a threat to democracy, like all of you have been saying, even though that you don't even buy the mess that you're saying, you've been trying to sell that mess to the American people. That threat to democracy argument is garbage, and you know it. People in this country, because of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, who can't make ends meet, who can't feed their families, can't pay their bills, and you have the nerve to come out of your mouth on national TV, first insulting people, and then to say, what's wrong with them? I want to know what's wrong with you. Nothing wrong with the education, right? You're the one who chose to back a candidate who couldn't string 4 sentences together, who went on network after network after network and embarrassed herself, who went and sat down with you.
Kamala Harris embarrassed the fuck out of herself on network and network and network. And y'all mad because individuals didn't vote for her? Why would individuals vote for her if she would go on every damn network and embarrass herself? How does that make sense? And you know it.
Remember that?
and how you asked her, would she have done anything different than Joe Biden? And she looked at you and said, there is nothing that comes to mind that I would have done than Joe Biden. Let me help you out. We all know that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have destroyed America. They have destroyed the economy. They have allowed illegal aliens to come in this country and put them before American citizens. American citizens know that, whether they have master's degrees or whether they have a high school education. Everybody with common sense knows that. But you hate Donald Trump so much, you were willing to vote for somebody who looked like they had no brain instead of voting for somebody who had the answer to the problems that Americans were facing. So I repeat, Sonny Hostin, you want to know what's wrong with 71 million Americans? I want to know what is wrong with you.
And on that note, we out.